When Jesus was asked what the greatest of the commandments was, he said it was the love of God. We will explore the greatest commandment and how we should love God with all our hearts, all our mind, and all our soul. The first commandment: I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. I am sure many of us had been very offended when a colleague in the office was praised and rewarded for contributions you made to the success of a contract, which he had nothing to do with. That is a severe injustice. It must feel wrong not to be shown love for your contributions, to be robbed. How does it feel to find out that your spouse has been unfaithful to you? And how much more it hurts when your spouse doesn't care that they were caught. Now think back to how the Israelites made a golden calf, an inanimate object, and then offered it all the glory deserving only to God, who delivered them from bondage in Egypt. An idol that can do nothing, neither for itself nor for them. But God can do all things, and He does everything for us. What an abomination to give an inanimate object credit for the living God's works in our lives. If you were God, what would you have done? I don't know about you, but if it were me, I would eliminate them without giving Moses a chance to talk me out of it. But for God to allow Moses the chance to intercede shows the depth of God's love for His people. He did not need to inform Moses of what the Israelites had done and what He would do to them, then allow Moses to plead on their behalf. God could have easily eliminated them while they were still building the calf. He could have destroyed them while they gathered the materials to do this. And we know that they did not build that calf in one day. Now ponder on this when next you complain about God not destroying the unrighteous in our midst who cause us pain. Life is not about us alone. When we learn to stop thinking selfishly, our hearts will become more understanding that evil man needs redemption just as we do, because God does not want him to be lost. This should transform our soul to seek what God also wants. There is no benefit from replacing God with the devil. When you turn to anything other than God, it doesn't matter what it is, the devil always acts through those things as we gradually make them gods, irrespective of calling them that or not. The devil hates mankind and does not hesitate to destroy us forever through every means. God does not want this for us. When you love someone, you will acknowledge their contributions and not ignore them and deny them the credit due to them. When you love your spouse, you will not be unfaithful or be nonchalant and unremorseful when you are caught being unfaithful. When you love God, you will not give the glory of His works in your life to objects or other creatures. Be mindful that inherent in loving God is loving one another. While we can't see this plainly in the first commandment, we will see when meditating on it that God's command to us to have no other God but Him is not for His own sake but for ours. Turning away from God is equivalent to pulling the plug to a TV from the circuit, so the TV would stop functioning and go off until it's plugged back. The circuit will always have the current the TV needs, and therefore doesn't need the TV. The TV, however, can never function without the circuit. The thought that God hates us, or that we can function and live without God, is a fallacy.